On the last episode, you discussed being pro-life. This person wants to know where in the Bible can we find the issues related against the use of contraceptives for birth controls. Please help me understand this issue. Thank you for your response. So this is Linda, and Linda's basically asking, well, can I go to Scripture and find out where it says that we shouldn't be using birth control or contraception?
Actually, not as we know of birth control today. There are passages that strictly prohibit abortion. There are passages also that speak about the wasting of seed, but they didn't have a prophylactic kind of birth control in the same way that we do today. And so, of course, you don't see that explicitly prohibited. That comes along with a series of technological developments really after the 16th century. And of course, in the 20th century with the pill, it went through the ceiling. So, but yeah, you don't have that kind of explicit prohibition because it just simply was not a real issue, in the Old Testament time. And also the New Testament, for that matter.
And sometimes that's the thing that people look for, but we also know that we would have to say that certainly this as an issue was not something that really came up until the last, let's say, couple of hundred years. Prior to that, I think it was pretty well, everybody believed that you needed to be open to life, that was part of the normal, natural thing of life. And especially, I would think at one level, even from a practical basis, the fact is that families had large numbers of children because many children would die, between the ages of being born, either at birth or up until 10 years old. In fact, that's many times I think we get kind of a skewed image of how long people lived because we think, oh, well, they only lived to be 40 years old. That was the average thing. But that was skewed because of the fact that so many people died before like the age of 10. But that if you actually looked at what the average length of people, once they got out of being 10 years old, their life was actually, lived substantially longer than 40 years.
That's right. That's exactly right. And yes, and also if you have mostly an agrarian or rural society, farming society, right, essentially you're going to need those children to help run that farm and to help do domestic chores and to help watch over the kids and a variety of other things. So children were absolutely a necessary part of the working life in the early farms, and this goes all the way back, of course, to Roman times.
Right.
So that was very, very normal.